organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, it's crunch time. The end of Thanksgiving break is when pressure for finals begins. We'll tell you how students plan to cope with the stress.
In Young Victory, we'll tell you about a record-breaking election for the Iowa House of Representatives.
And in sports, we have everything covered from a very busy and interesting weekend in Hawkeye athletics.
That's coming your way next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Monday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Nicole Meehan.
And I'm Eric Dawn. After students fill their bellies over Thanksgiving break, they will be busy filling their brains for finals. Daily Iowan TV's Giovanna Simic tells us some helpful tips for dealing with the stress.
In 3 weeks, the most important and dreadful time for a college student comes, finals week. And with finals week comes test anxiety. But for some students, it's not the week of finals that is stressful, but the weeks before it.
Weeks before finals week is really kind of what stresses me out more, because it's all like planning and starting to study and things like that.
Students like Allie have a hard time during finals week because of the stress the week brings.
I'm really bad at test anxiety.
However, being in an area where you are comfortable to study helps take away some of the test anxiety.
I kind of have to be in a secluded area to study. Except sometimes it does, like right before the exam, going to like Java House or Starbucks or something and having like other people talking is kind of a helpful thing, because I'm not totally focused and crazy on what I'm studying, because I should already kind of know it.
Allie has one tip for dealing with test anxiety.
You know, you just have to work through it. Test anxiety is what it is, and a lot of coffee helps.
With the help of coffee and a great study atmosphere, students can overcome test anxiety and get a good grade. Giovanna Simic, Daily Iowan TV.
If you need help dealing with test anxiety or tutoring for finals, contact Student Workshops and Tutoring at 319-335-1733.
This week, there will be a few less stressful ways to focus on your studies. The University of Iowa is hosting International Education Week until this Wednesday. Events already have happened this week, including a cultural ball, an Adopt a Language fair, and a Peace Corps presentation. Tuesday, organizers will hold an informational workshop about the Stanley Award. This prize is given to outstanding international studies students at the UI. The celebration also includes a film screening, a dinner with a former Stanley Award winner, and you can also visit the group's website at international.uiowa.edu to learn more about the upcoming events.
One former UI student will be giving a fresh perspective to the Iowa House of Representatives. 22-year-old Jake Highfill has become the youngest member of the Iowa House. Highfill beat out the two-term incumbent Eric Helland in the June primaries and then went on to edge out Democrat Kelsey Clark in last week's election. You can check out tomorrow's Daily Iowan for a more in-depth look at Highfill's new position.
Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, calorie overload. We'll tell you how you can have your pie and eat it too for this Thanksgiving.
And in sports, the women's basketball team was in action last night. We have all the hoops highlights coming soon.
But first, let's go to Anna Theodosis for a look at our local weather.
Thanks, Nicole. Well, I hope you enjoyed the weather this past Saturday, because it looks like we're not going to see it until springtime. Monday's cold temperatures were a bit of a shock to the system for students who were wearing t-shirts to Saturday's football game against Purdue. Tuesday morning will greet us with sunny skies and temperatures barely hitting 30 degrees. Temps will get up to 45 degrees by the afternoon and the clouds will roll in. Tuesday night, temperatures will dip back down to the mid-30s with those clouds still sticking around. Taking a look at the rest of the week, we will see pretty consistent weather with temperatures in the mid-40 to mid-50 range. On Wednesday, we will see temps climb up to the 50s and sticking around through Saturday. Expect clouds to be in the sky all week except for Friday when the sun will make an appearance for those of you traveling back home for Thanksgiving break. That's all for your weather update. Back to you guys at the desk.
UI Housing and Dining is using student feedback to serve their students better. Changes to the website will allow you to access the Housing and Dining website easily from your cell phone. Funds from the site will come from root and board tuition. The new website is currently in the planning phases. ITS does not know when it will be finished.
Many students will be happy to ditch the campus cuisine for a Thanksgiving meal next week. These holiday favorites are usually packed with extra flavor and, unfortunately, some extra calories too. Daily Iowan TV reporter Marissa Mahalik tells us how to say no thanks to overindulging.
Throughout Thanksgiving Day, the average American consumes nearly 4,500 calories. This is more than double the caloric intake your body should consume on an average day. Consuming a high amount of calories on Thanksgiving Day can be avoided.
When it comes to eating food on Thanksgiving Day, the key thing may not be to deprive yourself, but to eat smaller portions. I'm here at Student Health to talk to dietitian Joanne Miller on ways that we can lower our caloric intake on Thanksgiving Day.
Pick out the things that you really like at Thanksgiving. Choose things that you don't normally have, you can't get any time of year. Focus on having those. If it's multiple things, then have them in small portions.
When it comes to your plate on Thanksgiving, remember to have a variety of color.
Half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables. A quarter of the plate should be your protein, and then a quarter should be your grains and starchy foods.
Eating nutritiously can be accomplished on Thanksgiving. Stores in the area offer the freshest and highest quality of products for their customers, and notice customers buying healthy products to serve on Thanksgiving.
We have a remarkable selection, and people come because they want to set a beautiful, nutritious, and delicious table.
When it comes to dessert, Joanne's advice may surprise you.
I think you should go ahead and eat your pie.
She suggests if you're watching your weight to limit yourself to one piece and to mainly eat the filling because the crust has the most amount of calories. Marissa Mahalik, Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks, Marissa. As all students already know, Thanksgiving break begins this Friday.
The holiday season about to bring familiar sights and sounds around town. The Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle Drive is set to kick off on Friday and go until Christmas Eve. Johnson County Salvation Army officials said they will have between 300 to 500 volunteers, and their goal is to raise $350,000 to help aid families in the area.
And now it's time to take a look outside of Iowa City. It has been 2 weeks since Hurricane Sandy made landfall. More than 70,000 Long Island residents are still without power. These continued outages are all linked to the company Long Island Power Authority.
And the United States will soon be the world's largest oil producer. IEA officials believe new technologies and efficient use of energy will give the U.S. the top spot in 2012. The same report also predicted the U.S. will be self-reliant for its energy needs by 2035. As for now, Saudi Arabia continues to be the #1 energy producer in the world.
Tensions between Israel and Syria continue to grow after the countries exchanged mortar strikes over the weekend. Officials are reporting an Israeli tank hit a Syrian army vehicle on Monday. The Israeli military claims the incident was not an act of war. This was the first direct violence between the two nations.
And now let's throw it to Yavanna Simic for a look at Hawkeye sports. Yavanna?
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. What a weekend in Hawkeye sports. Disappointment at Kinnick, a hoops team on the rise at Carver, and a number of Hawkeye student athletes competing in several different black and gold sports as well. So we'll kick tonight's show off right away with Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Chelsea Brown ready to go. Chelsea?
Thanks, Yavanna. I'm standing here in the Daily Iowan newsroom giving you updates on Hawkeye teams involved in NCAA championships this past weekend. We picked things up from our report from last night's sportscast. The Iowa field hockey team has been eliminated from the NCAA championships in Charlottesville, Virginia, losing 3-2 to the Virginia Cavaliers. UVA took the lead early, but Danny Hemian and Jessica Burnett were able to give the Hawks the lead until the Cavaliers netted their third and game-winning goal in the 60th minute. One cross-country member did have a little more success over the weekend. University of Iowa graduate student Mariki Schrull finished third in place at the NCAA Midwestern Region meet, making her eligible to return to action November 17th in Louisville, Kentucky, at where else? The NCAA Championships. Now let's throw it to Alicia Dinez with more black and gold updates from this weekend.
Thanks, Chelsea. I'm outside of Carver Hawkeye Arena with our very own Daily Iowan TV sports reporter, Ian Martin, and also the voice of the volleyball team. Now, the volleyball team played here in Iowa City this weekend and lost 2 Big Ten matches, once again, to Purdue and Indiana. You've been with this team all season, Ian. What are you seeing that's keeping these losses from being wins?
Well, first off, it's just kind of a personnel issue for the volleyball team. Now on a 10-game losing streak, they have 2 of their better girls are out with ACL injuries. Freshman Erin Radke, who was probably the top freshman coming into this season, tore her ACL early in Big Ten play, and also the team's tallest player, which is very important in volleyball, Emily Yanni, out with a knee injury as well. So that's one thing that's been preventing the girls, and I just don't think they've been able to find a chemistry since those girls have been left off the roster.
It's going to be hard to find that chemistry with only 4 matches left in the season. But what can we look forward to for the future of Iowa volleyball?
Well, you're going to get those players returning, and Iowa only has 1 senior graduating, Allison Strawman, very good defensive specialist, but not a big stat sheet player. Iowa will return both its leaders and kills next season. Alex Lovell will be a junior. Rachel Bedell will be a senior. They still have a very good setter and a very good backup setter, as well as solid libero Bethany Yeager, one of the best in the Big Ten. So personnel-wise, I think Iowa volleyball will do just fine next year. They just need to find a little bit more mesh as a team.
Well, thanks for the insight, Ian. That's it for your Whip Around edition. I'm Alicia Dennis, Daily Iowan TV.
We brought you the men's highlights last night. How about the women's now? After picking up their first victory of the season during a 23-point rout this past Saturday, Bluder's Bunch was back on the hardwood last night against Illinois State. Daily Iowan TV Sports' Lauren Moss brings you the highlights.
The University of Iowa's women's basketball team defeated the Illinois State Redbirds this past Sunday afternoon in a match that was a little too close for comfort for the Hawkeyes. It was free throw after free throw and after free throw. That did it for the Iowa women's basketball team when they defeated the Illinois State Redbirds Sunday afternoon. The Hawkeyes made 32 out of their 41 free throws, and senior center Morgan Johnson scored 24 points on 12 on 13 shooting from the line. She grabbed 9 rebounds, and speaking of those free throws, she made 12 consecutive of those shots.
I shoot about 73 or 72%, and that is 2 or 3 below our team, our goal is. And so to be able to shoot better than that tonight was really exciting for me. I've been shooting better at practice lately, so that's been an improvement, and I hope to just maintain that.
Iowa shot 32.5% from the field and held an edge in rebounding of 6. Illinois State was led by Jamie Russell, who ended the game with a whopping 30 points. But with the Hawks clutching this win against the Redbirds, they plan on advancing to the preseason WNIT semifinals continuing on Wednesday. From Daily Iowan TV Sports, Lauren Moss.
All right, thanks, Lauren. Well, that's all for us here in sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Giovanna. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at tomorrow's edition of the Daily Iowan. Read about school board decisions, see how the Iowa City districts plan to balance their budget,
and see the latest in the controversy surrounding athletics department official Peter Gray.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching, and have a great night.